how is digital gold doing? We keep hearing about how digitization has been accelerated because of COVID-19. I'm going to be discussing that and more with Deepak Abbot of IndiaGold. Thanks so much for joining us here on ET Now on Dhanteras. I know it's a really busy day for you folks, for any of you that have anything to do as far as gold goes. So we really appreciate you agreeing to give us time. Deepak, let's start with the basics. We talk about gold and Dhanteras, and I'm sure our viewers already know about why it's auspicious and the folk for this, that, and the other. So let's begin first by asking you to explain to our viewers, what is digital gold?
All right. So digital gold is basically a fractional ownership of a small amount of gold. So for example, in physical gold, there's a minimum quantity that you need to buy, right? Even if you're getting a jewellery made or you're buying a bullion, you need a 1 gram or a 0.5 gram at least. But there are people in India who cannot buy 0.5 gram or 1 gram at one go. So we allow people to buy fractional digital gold, fractional gold actually, because it's backed by physical gold. So it's technically buying physical gold, but in small fractions. So you can start from 1 rupee, can go up to whatever amount you are comfortable with. So slowly you build your savings, and then at some point in time you can convert that into physical gold, or you can sell it if the prices go up, so that you can make the profit margins on it.
Okay, so you've explained to us what digital gold is, and if those who are interested can buy whatever gold they can afford to buy, even if it's for just 1 rupee. But Deepak, tell us on Dhanteras, what kind of business are you expecting?
So typically, because this is our second year for Dhanteras, we launched last year in October, so we know last year what happened. So we literally did the same amount of business on 1 day of Dhanteras, which we did for last 60 days. So literally the 1 day of Dhanteras is equivalent of 2 or 3 months of business, right? So that's the kind of volume that we are expecting today as well. Obviously our volumes have gone up as well. The market is also, accepting digital gold now. So yeah, we're looking at a very good outcome today. We're already seeing, it's just 1 o'clock, but we've already, I think, sold more gold than what we did in last 30 days.
And can you tell us a little bit about how Indians have embraced digital gold?
Well, frankly, there's no external data available on the market size, but whatever internal analysis that we've done and looking at, how our partners are also, telling us, the market is literally doubling this year from last year's overall market. So we don't have the exact number, but it's fairly decent size now. I think as per the last estimate, the last year market was about 500 to 600 crores. Plus minus 20%, because we don't have the exact numbers. So we're looking at almost 2x growth this year.
But can you explain to us, and those who are tuning in, and maybe if they've missed the party this Dhanteras, or they don't have to maybe wait till the next Dhanteras, what is the advantage of digital gold over physical gold, and also let's say maybe gold bonds?
All right. So first of all, I think gold bonds, ETFs, and digital gold, these are completely 3 different products, right? Now, let's first talk about physical gold and digital gold. So digital gold is actually basically you buying a piece of physical gold, because we have to, as per the regulation, we have to hold physical gold against every digital gold that we sell, right? So it's not that, it's out of thin air, we are creating digital gold. So in physical gold, there's a minimum quantity that one can buy because of size, maybe 0.5 gram, 1 gram, as I explained earlier. Digital gold allows you to do fractional buying. So that's the basic difference. And also it's very liquid. So you can literally buy and sell on the same day. You can freely add any amount, and then, once you have good enough amount, you can sell it. So it allows that flexibility, which, I think physical gold doesn't allow. And plus, we cater to people who can literally buy for gold for as less as $100, $500. So in case you can't afford the entire 1 gram, I think digital gold is an obvious choice for you.
Okay, so this is going to be primarily for trading, and I'm guessing it's very easy to monetize as well. So like how we say, save it for a rainy day, for an emergency.
So I wouldn't use the word trading for digital gold for the simple reason that digital gold actually is a savings product. It's not an investment product. So there's a difference, right? For example, ETFs and gold bonds, sovereign gold bonds, they are investment products, which means you invest for 6 to 7 years, 2 years, 3 years. I mean, depending on which product that you take, you invest for a longer period and you expect a certain return after that period ends. Whereas digital gold is, like I mentioned, you keep an accumulating small amount. You continue to save little money so that it accumulates to a level where you can either convert it into physical gold or you can sell it when the prices are higher. So I would not use the word trading, because the idea here is to not profit from daily price fluctuations. Idea is to actually create an asset for you over a period of time.
Okay, now we've also seen the likes of today. I mean, I got notifications, Paytm, Google Pay. They are also looking at digital gold and offerings today on Dhanteras. Can I ask you in a very crude way, ये क्या market खुल गया है for digital gold?
I think Paytm was always the biggest player when it comes to digital gold. Paytm, in fact, pioneered it. They launched it about 4 years back. And then PhonePe and Google Pay also launched that subsequently. So these three have been three large players, owing to their obviously the size and the users that they cater to. I think recently we also saw that some of the stock broking apps like Grow, Upstocks, and few others, they stopped offering digital gold because of SEBI's new rule, right? So that business, whatever they left on the table, is now coming to newer apps like IndiaGold, and also there are people who still are trusting older apps like Paytm and PhonePe and Google Pay. So depending on where you are comfortable with, depending on where you built your saving over a period of time, people are using those apps on a regular basis.
The advantages for digital gold are many, and you have, of course, enumerated all of them, and you have also said that don't look at it as an investment. Create an asset class over time. But Deepak, would one of the disadvantages also be because, this is part of my net worth that I will be putting into a certain asset class, which unless I sell, I can't monetize. For example, I can't take a loan against it.
No, actually, we might be launching a product very soon where you can actually take a loan against digital gold. So it's like a collateral that we can monetize once you have enough amount. It can even be used for buy now, pay later credit. So for example, you have a digital gold worth 5,000 rupees. You don't want to sell it because you want to build that asset. You can actually get a small BNPL credit limit against it. So we might be working on those products. In fact, we are very close to launching one of those products. So just stay tuned. You'll be able to see something new happening in this space.
This buy now, pay later buck is biting everybody. Now even digital gold players have been bitten by it. That's of course on a lighter note. But Deepak, the other thing I want to ask you, you talked about how
So we'll just be enabling it. We'll not officially be, offering buy now, pay later. We work with partners who will use the digital gold balance of the customers and offer buy now, pay later credit to them.
Okay, fair point over there. I want to get back to some of the basics, because let's say somebody's watching this interview and they say that maine aaj gold nahi kharida, I need to buy gold, it's a tradition, this, that and the other, or if they want to do it tomorrow, day after. You talked about how some of the gold has to be, the weightage is against physical gold, it needs to be put in a vault, this, that and the other. How does that work? And how should one check the pricing that, because since it's also being linked in a sense to physical gold?
So the pricing, so all the digital gold that we sell is 24 karat, 999 purity. So there are two forms of digital gold. You can have 999 purity and 995 purity. Whereas the pricing that people generally see in the market is for 22 karat, because you can't make jewelry out of 24 karat, right? So when you go to a jeweler or when you see today's gold prices, this most likely be 22 karat gold pricing. So people get confused between 22 karat and 24 karat, because 24 karat is the purest form of gold, and that to the 999 purity. So the pricing that we get, it comes from IBJA. So they are the official, they decide the daily price. It actually fluctuates every minute. So we just go by the price that we get, and customers can see the price transparently. The only difference here is, unlike stock prices, because here we are hedging it against physical gold, and you technically own that piece of physical gold. there's a 3% GST that you have to pay on top of the gold price, right? Because tomorrow, if you decide to convert that into physical gold, that 3% GST has already been collected, so we can just ship you a gold coin. So that's the only difference that you see in the gold live prices versus when you buy digital gold, because of this 3% GST that gets charged.
Okay, so that's what you have to pay when you sell as well. But tell me something, Deepak. We talk about SIPs, and we talk about a lot of that on the channel because we talk about financialization, planning your future, planning your retirement. There is a misnomer that your SIPs only have to really do with mutual funds and equities, but it can also be done with gold and silver.
Yeah. So, gold has always been a significant part of a balanced portfolio, right? You talk to anyone, depending on, how the risk appetite is, you have certain portion of it allocated to gold. It could be as low as 1% for people who are very aggressive, people who are more confident about equity and mutual funds, or can be as high as 15 to 20%. So again, depending on your risk profile, I think gold will always be part of, at least for the foreseeable future. Like I said, it could be as low as 1%, but it actually helps you hedge against the fluctuation that you see in the stock market. I mean, gold, last 1 year has not been performing that well, but gold doesn't fluctuate the way most other instruments may fluctuate. So just to give some balance to your portfolio, I think gold is recommended. It could be in any form. It could be in ETF form, or a gold bond form, or a physical form, or digital gold form. It could be any form, but at least some portion of it should be allocated to that.
Okay, and my final question to you before I let you go, have you done any data crunching? Is there any part of the country that loves gold more than the other parts? Is there any age group that you're seeing which is flocking towards digital gold? Do men like it more than women, and women prefer their physical jewelry?
That's a good question, actually. First of all, I think South India clearly is the leader here. So almost 50% of our traffic comes from 4 states in South, right? So South is pretty big on gold. Digital gold is mostly male, so almost 70% of our users are male in the age group of 25 to 35, right? So that's the age group we are looking at. This is basically for people who are first jobbers, people who just started working, who do not have enough savings to buy large amount of gold. So that works really well for them.
But can I flip that back at you also and say that maybe all of you have not done your marketing and advertising initiatives well enough to educate the women?
Yes, I think you're right. That could be one of the reasons. I think maybe that market is out there. We still need to capture it. So hoping that this year going forward, I think we should be able to change that composition from 70-30 to about 50-50.
Okay, so let's hope by Dhanteras next year you come back and tell us about more women who are liking digital gold. And with that, Deepak, I'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us today. You've done more sales today than you did in the last 60 days on one single day, which is Dhanteras. The final numbers are still not out, and an open invitation to be back here when you come out with that product for allowing loans against digital gold.
Thank you, Nayantara. Happy Dhanteras and happy Diwali.